Yo.
Great. Have it your way.
Why is Grandma flexing like this, though? Like, honestly, how is she able to do all this crazy shit? Unless the animation is just making her look super old, she literally looks like she should be eating cookies in bed.
Eventually.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And in today's episode, I got a special reaction for you guys. This is part 2 of the O5 Council Must Die. And this part is Hunting the O5 Council, SCP-001, The Way It Ends. So this is literally the part 2 of it, and honestly I had a great time reacting to part 1 because it was so fascinating about how they were handling the O5 Council. I was getting kind of blown about how easy it was, at least for me, to like see this happening. I was like, why is the O5 Council not putting up that much of a fight? But we shall see how it's going to end, because this is going to be like a wild ride, I'm pretty sure. So with that all out the way, if you guys are excited to hop on this ride with me, please remember to smash that like button and also smash that sub button along the way. And remember, hit that bell so you can stay plugged with each and every upload. And also, like always, special shout out to SCP Explained Story and Animation for bringing fire animation for us to react to. And with that all out the way, without any further ado, let's get this show started. Alrighty. Hunting the O5 Council, SCP-001, The Way It Ends. Let's go, guys.
Calvin Lucian leads the Kill Squad team through the mud and freezing rain. In front of them looms the fortress of Baron Lehman Hoadley, the 8th Overseer. The team has already been through a lot, from breaking the Overseer Council's deal with death by eliminating O5-13, to using the Spear of the Non-Believer to kill the godlike Archivist.
That was a pretty tricky one.
O5-10. The hunting of Overseers has taken a toll on the Kill Squad. O5-12 almost killed Adam, and Olivia was stuck in what seemed like an endless mind game with O5-11. The first 5 Overseers were eliminated, but the words that the 9th Overseer spoke to Calvin Lucian before she died still run through his mind. Are you afraid of death?
Uh-oh.
Now the Kill Squad is about to infiltrate one of the most heavily guarded facilities in the world.
Don't tell me Death is actually one of the O5 Council members now. Like, Death? And the O5 Council got him some way, somehow, against his will. Like the other ones, like Mr. Liar and the chick that died. That would be kind of weird. But, interesting to say the least. And plus, I always thought it would be a lot harder to kill the ones higher, the higher numbered ones. Especially the one that made the deal with the devil. Or with Death. That one was like the easiest for them to kill, which is kind of crazy to me. That blew my mind. But just keep it going.
To eliminate the 8th Overseer. Upon reaching the castle, the team is surprised to find the structure is in ruin. No one is supposed to know the location of O5-8 though. The fortress was supposed to be practically impregnable. They storm the castle of O5-8 all the same. The journal Calvin possesses that contains information about the members of the SCP Foundation's powerful O5 Council identifies him as a former industrialist named Baron Lehman Hoadley. With his vast wealth, Hoadley funded the Foundation at the start and was considered the unofficial leader of the council in its early days, with immense control over the actions of the organization.
That makes sense.
The Kill Squad makes their way through the dimly lit hallways of the castle.
He's basically the piggy bank.
As they turn the corner, they're surprised to find the charred remains of Baron Lehman Hoadley's bodyguards. It seems that someone or something has gotten to Hoadley before they could. The team makes their way to the main chamber and breaches the door. Laying by a still-lit fireplace is O5-8.
There are bombs on him?
The Kill Squad scans the room to make sure the killer isn't still in there with them. Adam walks over to the body and examines it.
What's on his belt?
That Hoadley hasn't been murdered at all. He sees that Baron Hoadley's body has been drastically modified using anomalous technology. The Overseer used his immortality to modify almost every part of his body to make himself stronger. Unfortunately for Baron Hoadley, when the Overseer's deal with death was broken by Calvin, the modifications to his body slowly tore him apart. His regular body could no longer support all of the modifications. What once made him practically invincible became the very thing that destroyed him. The team.
Okay, that's a clever way to take one out. They took it out without even knowing, which is kind of cool. But yo, that's interesting. So there's drawbacks having immortality, at least with, in this aspect. Let's see that again.
Tore him apart. His regular body could no longer support all of the modifications, and what once made him practically invincible became the very thing that destroyed him. The team leaves the castle and crosses 05-8 off their list. On their way out,
So
Adam
easy.
pulls Calvin aside. He has the feeling that Anthony hasn't been completely honest with the rest of the team. He had the feeling that Anthony was hiding something from them. Calvin had similar thoughts recently. He pushes Anthony for more information about his past, and Anthony reveals that he's over 100 years old. The vial of water from the Fountain of Youth that Calvin has was not the only one. Early in his career with the insurgency, he had confiscated other vials from a Foundation site.
How early?
His squad drank the water and it extended their lives. He asks Calvin on what he plans on doing with his water from the fountain.
Drink
I'm
it?
going to destroy it, Calvin tells him. Anthony agrees with his plan. Once you drink from the Fountain of Youth, you may extend your life, but a part of you dies at the same time. Vibrancy of the senses disappears, leading to a seemingly shallow life. If Anthony could go back and do it again, he never would have drank the water.
Whoa. I always thought if you have like immortality or you live for such a long time, the part of you that will die is the connection you had with people that obviously can't live as long as you because they will be dead, of course. But I guess you lose your senses when you drink this water? Let me hear it again.
He asks Calvin on what he plans on doing with his water from the fountain. I'm going to destroy it, Calvin tells him. Anthony agrees with his plan. Once you drink from the Fountain of Youth, you may extend your life, but a part of you dies at the same time. Vibrancy of the senses disappear.
Vibrancies of the senses disappear. So how in tune you are with your senses is gone? What senses though?
Leading to a seemingly shallow life.
Are they saying that because like your body's getting older, so like, you know, your eyes, your ears are not as sharp as it once was? But you're not dying, your body's just deteriorating though? Do they mean it like that?
If Anthony could go back and do it again, he never would have drank the water. Calvin receives intel from the insurgency that the 7th Overseer is in a small town in Cambodia. The kill squad makes their way to the village and surveys the area, hoping to get a glimpse at the Overseer who's codenamed Green. As the team conducts reconnaissance, Anthony tells them that he thinks the mission is a setup. It is too remote, and there are so many unknown variables. But Calvin is convinced that this might be their only chance to kill Green.
Let's get it.
Since Green arrived in the area, there has been non-stop chaos. She
Is
has
that Green?
destabilized the local governments, and now the area is in an all-out war.
Jeez.
The team weaves through
Show
narrow
out, Green.
passageways between houses and buildings, trying to make their way to the central compound where Green is located. Suddenly, a mob starts to form. They are getting closer and closer to the team.
Green has
In a quick
friends.
decision to avoid being seen, Calvin orders everyone into a nearby building. Before Anthony can follow, the mob rounds the corner. They spot Anthony, and he's forced to flee.
Oh no.
Calvin, Olivia, and Adam watch as the mob chases after Anthony, but they have to keep moving.
You can live forever.
Calvin knows
It's
that
fine.
Anthony can take care of himself.
Yeah.
And they are too close to their goal to stop now.
Gotta get it
Calvin
done.
slowly opens the front door of the house they are hiding in and peers out. The coast looks clear, so he signals Olivia and Adam to follow him. Before they can step out into the street, a gas canister enters through a cracked doorway. The room fills with sleeping gas and the team passes out.
Oh no.
When they are awake, they are tied up in a large room with marble vaulted ceilings.
They're so
05-7
close.
is standing in front of Calvin. She smiles wickedly while holding a knife. She compliments Calvin on what he and his team have been able to do so far. No one believed they could pull off even a fraction of what they have. But
I would
now
not
she has
believed
an
it.
offer for Calvin. She points towards Adam and Olivia and
Kill
tells
them.
Calvin he must choose one of them to die. If he doesn't, she'll kill the leader of the rioters and plunge another part of the country into chaos. Screw you, is Calvin's response. Very well.
Yo.
Butterscream, have it your way.
Why is Grandma flexing like this though? Like honestly, how is she able to do all this crazy shit? Unless the animation is just making her look super old, she literally looks like she should be eating cookies in bed.
If he doesn't, she'll kill the leader of the rioters
Like the fuck?
and plunge another part of the country into chaos. Screw you, is Calvin's response. Very well, Butterscream, have it your way. She assassinates the leader being held in her compound, then turns back to Calvin.
She was not capping. Yo, she's all business. You guys better make something happen.
She now threatens to torture his team until Calvin makes a choice of who to kill. Green slashes Adam's cheek with her knife as Calvin screams for Green to leave his
Ooh.
team alone and torture him instead. Green just smiles. I'm going to enjoy killing your friends while you watch, as you have killed so many of my overseers on the council. She reaches up in the air with the knife above Adam's head. Before she can plunge the knife through his skull, a bullet passes through her hand, causing her to drop the knife. Anthony kneels on a rooftop across the courtyard, smoking sniper rifles still pointed at Green, who runs.
How do you get on the rooftop that fast? Wasn't there a mob behind you? Yo, you took them all out? What the heck?
Uses the dropped knife to cut his ropes and chases after Green. He follows her to the roof where he watches as she boards a helicopter. The aircraft lifts off as Anthony fires at it from his original position, but does no serious damage.
Anthony's MVP for that one.
The mob that has separated the team earlier becomes restless. There is complete chaos and someone
That's what
fires a rocket at the fleeing helicopter.
Oh shit.
The rocket hits the tail of the aircraft, sending it crashing into the plaza full of rioters below as the crowd flees from the scene. Calvin makes his way towards the wreckage and reaches it at the same time Anthony does. Calvin looks at him, smiles, and thanks him for saving his life. Anthony smiles back, but before he can say anything, a gunshot rings out and a bullet rips through his neck. Calvin turns to see where it came from, and is horrified to see the burning body of 05-7.
While getting burned alive?
Her skin has been charred black, but in her burnt hand, she holds a gun. What's left of her lips curl back in a sinister grin as she fires again.
She's shooting again!
Anthony in the chest. He falls to the ground.
Okay, this grandma's crazy with it. That's insane. How is she still alive to be able to even pull the trigger? It must be like part of her like immortality or something. This is crazy.
Calvin runs to him and pulls out his gun to shoot 05-7, but she is already dead.
Yeah, she's already at death's door.
As blood pours out of his neck and chest, but Calvin can stop this. He pulls out the vial of water from the fountain.
From a drink again?
No. Mrs. Anthony, I have lived long enough.
Yeah,
thank you, my friend. I will see you in whatever lies beyond this life.
Okay, don't be all that deep, Anthony. Chill, bro. But anyway, yo, I don't think that could work. Even if you gave it to him to drink. I feel like the Fountain of Youth could extend your life, not save it from death. Unless I'm confused about how it works, I didn't think it could do that. Let me hear Anthony again. His last words should be remembered.
His neck and chest, but Calvin can stop this. He pulls out the vial of water from the fountain. No, Mrs. Anthony, I have lived long enough. Thank you, my friend. I will see you in whatever lies beyond this life.
Why did he just sound like his balls dropped too? Like he sounds way more manlier than before. This is crazy.
Anthony's chest rises, then falls. It does not rise again. Olivia and Adam round the corner to see Calvin holding the lifeless body of their teammate, tears flowing from his eyes. The team holds a small ceremony and burial for Anthony, but are only halfway through their mission and can't stop now. They fly back to the United States, where an undercover insurgency agent named Kowalski informs them that 05-6 is already aware they're after him. This overseer is codenamed the American, because he has the power of the entire U.S. military at his fingertips. The Kill Squad scouts the base where the American is located.
So he was like a general?
Kowalski warns them of a crate that was recently brought to the base from Site-19. The Americans showed great interest in whatever was in the container. The group sets up a camp on a hill overlooking the base. As the sun slowly rises the next day, the Kill Squad is spotted by a drone and forced to hop in their Jeep and try to run.
You know what I always wondered? Why isn't the council like using SCPs that they have? Like, I wouldn't say on the payroll, but around them? Because they control almost everything in the SCP Foundation. Why aren't they using most of the things that they have under their, umbrella? So I'd love for them to, like, stick some SCPs on them and then they have to fight through them to get to the O5 Council. It just seems like it's so easy to get to them, which shouldn't be the case because they should be shrouded with a lot of mystery and everything. But, I don't know. We shall see.
They make their way down the hill, finding themselves in the valley below with no clear exit. In front of them lands a helicopter as Humvees roar into the canyon behind them. The team is surrounded. A Jeep pulls up and 05-6 steps out. He introduces himself as Rufus King, member of the Overseer Council, but an American citizen first and foremost.
He's trying to negotiate?
All he really wants is to protect the country he loves. Thanks to you, I've lost my immortality and can no longer effectively protect the United States anymore, the American says to Calvin. But I'm willing to make a deal. Your freedom for the spear of the non-believer. Rumor has it that you have the spear in your possession, and you used it to kill the archivist.
And how did they get that, though? I really want to know how. That is kind of crazy. A god-killing weapon?
You give me the spear, I will let you go. No, replies Calvin. I will never give an overseer the means to cause more destruction. The spear stays with us. Very well, the American says with a frown.
Look at his little American pin. Oh my god, that's funny.
Then I suppose my only other option is to take it from you. But not without giving you a fair chance. Run, Calvin Lucian. Run as fast as you can.
Okay, what? He killed like half of your brethren. Like half the council is dead. You know that, right? Why are you giving him a fair chance? Like you see his track record. He's been taking them out one by one. I don't think you could afford giving him a head start. Shoot him in the head and take his weapon. I mean, this is what happens to bad guys, whether usually always lose. In stories.
I will be coming for you.
This is dumb.
The American turns and walks towards the container from Site 19.
Is that Adam?
Which is being lowered from a helicopter hovering above them. Calvin sprints back to the
Sorry,
Jeep.
not Adam. Is that Abel? That's what I thought. Adam's not even SCP.
Other members of his team. As they drive away, they hear a horrible, guttural screech from whatever was inside the container. After a few moments, the army begins to pursue them. Out in front of the military force is 05-6 riding SCP-682. He is using a black whip to urge the creature forward.
The indestructible creature. Okay, yo. This is exactly what I was talking about. I want one of the council members to use SCP to go after these dudes. This is going to be fun. Oh my god.
And they're gaining on the kill squad. Fast. A row of vehicles pulls up beside the American and SCP-682. Then something strange happens. A man appears in front of the oncoming forces led by the American.
What the hell?
The man's skin bulges and seems to be moving from within. The skin of the man
Flush that
sloughs from
hates?
his body. The infection that is SCP-610 erupts out of him and onto the soldiers in the nearby
The flush
Jeep.
that hates.
SCP-610 begins to infect and consume everyone.
Wow. They had that at their disposal? That's kind of crazy. I feel like they pulled out of their ass if it's the kill squad. And also one small note. The indestructible creature, why is he riding a human? I thought he hates all humans. Is the council different because they're like immortal and probably they're not really human? Some of them, like I'm not too sure. Maybe that's why, but shouldn't be messing with humans or working with humans.
Suddenly, there are thousands of instances of SCP-610 coming from the mountainside, flooding into the valley. They close in and around the army and 05-6. The American begins fighting off the flesh-eating creatures from the back of SCP-682.
Why is 682 not doing anything? It's not even like really helping him. Oh my god.
He becomes overwhelmed. He can no longer focus on pursuing Calvin and his team. From the back of the Jeep, Olivia pulls out her rifle. She aims and fires. The bullet hits the American in the chest. He is flung off the back of SCP-682 and engulfed in a sea of SCP-610 creatures. The kill squad continues to drive, trying to put as much distance between themselves and the SCP-610 infestation as possible. But then Calvin suddenly slams on the brake. Standing in front of them is a man in a black suit and bow tie. He introduces himself as Blackbird, the 5th Overseer. According to the journal, his actual name is Mortimer J. Denning von Krocknicker. He stands in front of the Jeep with a menacing grin.
I hope he has a plan. I really hope he has a plan, so this can make sense. Please, what are you going to do to them?
You have been causing a lot of trouble, he says, looking at Calvin. Olivia swings her gun around. Oh, please, my dear, that won't help you, von Krocknicker says. He pulls out a knife and stabs himself through the neck. He falls to the ground, apparently dead. There is a gust of wind, a whiff of ozone, and an identical copy and still very much alive von Krocknicker lands next to his own dead body. See what I mean? He says.
What?
Olivia lowers her rifle. Come with me. I have something to show you. The Blackbird beckons. Seeing no other option, Calvin, Olivia, and Adam exit the Jeep and follow the Blackbird.
I mean, I'll be kind of curious too.
The world changes around them. The desert mountains fade away into blackness and find themselves in the near-apocalyptic London. Oh, it's good to be home, the Blackbird says as they emerge onto a cobblestone street.
Is he an SCP? Or does he have like anomaly powers?
You cannot stop the Overseer's plans. However, I can give you an alternative. Let's see if any of you will take it.
Let's see.
In front of each Kill Squad member appears a door. They have an uncontrollable urge to open their respective door and walk through. The Blackbird stands smiling as he watches Calvin, Olivia, and Adam enter each of their rooms.
I wouldn't trust it.
Adam enters his door and looks around. He is in Portland. His parents walk into the room. In this universe, his family has been granted asylum. Adam never has to interact with any SCPs or the Foundation. He is free to live a normal life.
Oh,
From the kitchen comes Calvin wearing an apron. He is holding a steaming pot. Adam locks eyes with Calvin, who smiles at him. The Blackbird whispers into Adam's ear. In this reality, both of your parents and siblings are still alive.
Seems kind of sus.
Also, the man you love loves you back.
Now I know why he seems kind of sus. Well, does Calvin feel the same way? I'd love to know. Yo!
You and Calvin could be married if you stayed here. Wouldn't that be nice? Olivia enters her door.
I want to see
She's
Calvin's
on
door
the deck
now.
of a yacht. At the bow sits an easel with art supplies. The man that Olivia once loved walks across the deck towards her.
What the
Blackbird
heck?
looms over her.
Okay,
In this
Aquaman.
reality, you didn't accidentally kill him. This could be your happily ever after.
Accidentally,
Wouldn't
bro?
that be nice? Calvin steps through his door. He's in a grassy clearing near a lake. The Blackbird hisses in Calvin's ear. I'm giving you the opportunity to save your mother this time, Calvin. You were just a scared little boy. But in this reality, you can be brave. You can actually save your mother from her fate. No! Calvin
That would
screams.
change so much
This
stuff,
isn't
though.
real! The Blackbird cackles. Calvin looks away from the lake and towards the tree line.
I wouldn't trust
Hidden in the
it.
shadows, he can just barely make out a hooded figure. Calvin walks
Death.
towards it. The Blackbird follows. He is screaming at the person in the tree line. I was only trying to help! The hooded figure reaches out and hands Calvin a metal tube. He opens it to find a set of eyeglasses inside. Calvin puts them on and turns to look at the Blackbird. He steps back in horror. The glasses have
What he really
revealed
looks
the
like?
true form of the Blackbird. He is a winged pseudo-avian monstrosity full of rage.
Is this an SCP? What the heck is this?
The mysterious hooded figure directs Calvin to open the tube again. Inside is an interdimensional fishing line made by Dr. Wondertainment and a white wiffle ball bat.
Okay.
Calvin grabs the fishing line and wraps it around 05-5's leg. The Blackbird flies into the air trying to get away from Calvin, but Calvin wraps the other end of the fishing line around his arm. Blackbird begins to jump from dimension to dimension trying to get rid of Calvin.
So he's a
They
dimension
appear on the
hopper.
deck of SCP-455. In Site 19, where SCP-682 walks freely.
Is this dude an
in the dead
SCP or
world of
not?
SCP-2935. Every time they stop in a new dimension, Calvin takes the opportunity to attack the Blackbird with the bat, and it seems that he is slowly weakening the monster. They
The
finally
bat?
land at the bottom of a deep well Foundation containment site, where the dark body that is SCP-001 is contained. Standing in front of the containment field
Which
is Allison
001?
Shaw, the Black Queen, whose sole mission is to destroy the Foundation.
What the heck?
You! Cries the Blackbird. You are the one who's been helping Lucian! The Black Queen nods her head. Yes, I have been helping Calvin Lucian to eliminate you and the other overseers. The Foundation must fall.
That was her.
Nothing! You cannot stop me! I am the Black King! Screams 05-5.
Black King?
Allison Chow sighs. She pushes a button on the panel next to her, shutting down the array containing the dark body. Out of the cloud of dust appears SCP-001, a massive black creature who seemed to absorb all light. No! Stop!
Which proposal
shrieks
is
the
this, though?
Blackbird. SCP-001 does not move, but the room begins to shake.
Damn!
Blackbird continues to scream as his body folds in on itself, until he is reduced to a single superheated point.
I'm so
and then
confused.
blinks out of existence.
Who was the one up there? And who is this Black King? Is this a SCP? What the heck?
Allison Chow then reactivates the containment array, sealing 001 away once again. I will return you to your reality along with your friends, says the Black Queen. But perhaps our paths shall cross again, Calvin Lucian. There is a bright flash of light, and Calvin finds himself on a private jet sitting next to Olivia
This is crazy.
and Adam. They are all shaken, but the Blackbird is dead. 05-5 has been eliminated.
The Blackbird?
The 3 members of the team sit silently,
Who
still
is that?
pondering what might have been if they stayed in the alternate realities.
I want to know which SCP-001 was in that little tube and who was the Blackbird, the Black King. Was that an SCP itself or was it an anomaly creature? Like, yo, I need some answers.
Suddenly, the phone on the plane begins to ring, breaking the silence. Calvin picks it up. On the other line is the 4th Overseer. He has contacted Calvin to discuss surrendering to the insurgency.
Oh.
Unfortunately, things do not always go as planned. Calvin Lucien is about to make the most difficult and dangerous decision of his life.
Oh my god, and they ended there, yo. Okay, we needed the part 3 now. This is crazy. No wonder you guys want me to react to this so soon. Anyway, that was the reaction. If you guys enjoyed it, please remember to smash that like button. Also smash the sub button, join the family, and hit that bell so you get stay plugged with each and every upload. And unfortunately, that concludes today's episode. However, I'll catch you guys on the next one. With